substantially increase your credit score. What's up, Will? All right, so 10 tips. Let me count them out. Tip number 1, update and make sure your name is correct on all 3 consumer reporting agencies. I know that sounds like, duh. However, typical credit reports, I'm going to call them consumer reports, that's what they're called by definition. They have incorrect names, incorrect versions of names, wrong initials, wrong middle names, old maiden names, all of that. So tip number 1 is correct your name on all credit reports. What should it say? I personally prefer that you reflect your full legal name. Your full legal name. So on your Social Security card, if your name is John Rufus Doe, do John Rufus Doe on all 3 reports. Delete all other variations. Sometimes they switch your name backwards, all that. Get rid of all that. Okay? If you only go by your middle initial, it's fine if you want to do John R. Doe. But make it all consistent. When you do that, also remember on your credit applications, always use the name that's reflected on your report. So use your maiden name, credit report, in your daily life. Don't put your married name. Everything has to be perfect and consistent, okay? So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, delete all the old addresses. And make sure your current address is correct. All right? Why? Because, believe it or not, extra addresses decreases your credit score. And if you think about it if you're looking for a mate or an employee and you see they're moving all around, you may think that person is unstable. They keep moving every few months. They got 10, 20 addresses. Like, my gosh. So believe it or not, new addresses, old address, too many addresses decreases your score. Delete them. And it also opens you up to fraud. Imagine someone opening mail at your old place and applying for something in your name at an old address. When your credit report is pulled, it looks like that's your address. So it actually opens you up to fraud to keep those old addresses on there. So number 2, delete all old addresses. Your current address, make sure it's reflected like the post office. So write it like the post office. Make sure it's correct. If it's apartment number, it shouldn't be suite, shouldn't be floor. Make it perfect just like the post office. And if you don't know how it should be, look at some mail that you get, and that's your address, how it should be reflected. All right, and make it consistent. Make sure that address is on all of your consumer reports. All right, number 3, look for paid off debt that does not have a zero balance. Update it to a zero balance. What a lot of consumer reporting agencies are doing now, I don't know if it's between them. I mean, you have to say it's them because they're the one producing and making this report. So what they're doing, you can pay off a $500,000 mortgage. Next thing you know, it'll say paid, but the balance won't have a zero. Now, the algorithms that do your credit reporting, they go by numbers. They don't read. They go by numbers. So if there's no zero there for that algorithm to see that this debt that was here is now here, well, that's not going to work. So you want to make sure that a zero is there so that the algorithms can pick up the fact that a particular debt is paid. So number 3, make sure your paid off debts have a zero balance. Number 4, look out for inaccurate late payment notations and delete late payments. So, believe it or not, you can have a good account for 5, 10, 20 years. As soon as you pay over 30 days late, it's a bad account. Okay, that late payment is going to sit there. Can y'all still hear me? Because I had a call come in. I know sometimes it can knock out the volume. Give me a thumbs up. Can you still hear me? Where am I? Number 4, late payments. So late payments turn any account into a bad account. So you want to dispute late payments. Thanks, Shay. Thank you. So delete late payments. Now, this is a little tricky one because some of y'all are like, well, I did pay late. How am I going to delete it? Oh man, I got these calls coming in. I'm sorry. So number 4, delete late payments. How are you going to delete that? Well, basically, you have to look at how it's reported, and you're going to have to identify it as an inaccurate reporting. Okay? So, simple as that. Okay, it's going to say you paid over 30 days late. That's inaccurate because, in fact, you didn't pay at all. So, so technically, you didn't pay over 30 days late. You didn't pay it at all. But that's just one example. But anyway, you have to identify it as inaccurate. Another secret on number 4 about late payments. Sometimes they'll have no payments in certain months. And so that's actually incomplete credit reporting, which is unlawful. Now, so you can use that to your advantage. You can say the payment history is incomplete and inaccurate. It's incomplete in that there's no payment history for this month, and it's inaccurate because January 2020 shows a 30-day late payment. Please update my credit report to show no late payments and on-time payments on those months where there's no payment history noted. All right. And next, number 5, delete collections. Delete collections. That's number 5. Delete collections. All right. Now, how do you delete collections? Well, you want to send what's called a 1692 GB letter. That letter will use the FDCPA to your advantage to cause the debt collector to decide to delete your collection. And in many instances, almost all instances in my career, they will not require payment of that debt. That letter is just that strong. Okay, can't guarantee it now, so this is not a guarantee, but that's what the letter is designed to do. All right. So that's 1 through 5. If you want 6 through 10, why don't you drop me an email, or you can message me your email, and I'll send you 6 through 10. All right, fair enough. How about that? So just message me, and I'll take care of those others.